Welcome back to Extra Holiday Games. I'm Extra Holiday, and this room is far too quiet. This room in the game, of course. The room I'm currently sitting in is a bit louder. It's not that loud, but there is a mini fridge that is humming behind me. You can't hear it because I do a lot of post-processing on the audio that comes from my mic, so that all that sort of noise gets filtered out. But yeah, I can hear it. It's only ever distracting when I bring attention to it. So now that I have brought attention to it, now I'm listening to it, and now it's kind of distracting. But you know, eventually I'll forget about it. So that's pretty neat. Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Really. I did it to myself, so I can't really. Oh, okay, that works. All right, just hitting yourself, that works. Also, speaking of dogs from last episode, there is now a dog in the room. What? Decided to cuddle up on one of the other couches in the room, which I'm not opposed to. He's keeping to himself for the most part. Ow, frick. So, yeah. Wait, yeah, good, God. Yeah, it's interesting, right? I have lived in a number of places. Not a huge number, but a number. And one of the things that I have noticed most as one of the biggest differences is just the amount of noise you hear living in certain places. Because I think I've mentioned before that I grew up in a very middle of nowhere area. You know, middle of the woods, basically. You can't see another house from anywhere on our property. Or anywhere on the property I was living on. It's just trees. Totally surrounding the house. We're in the middle of a forest, basically. You know, a mile down a dirt road. And out there's nothing. You don't hear anything except for sometimes the wildlife. You know, you'll hear during the summer. One thing you would hear a lot is the frogs croaking, because we lived in kind of a marshy area, so there were a lot of frogs in the area. And sometimes they would like to hang out on our porch, or under our porch sometimes as well. Usually under the porch. But yeah, so the noisiest thing you'd have out there is the wildlife. And then, oh wow, I keep getting crushed. I should probably do something about that. And then I went off to college. And of course, like many college students, I was living on campus. And as one knows, college towns and college campuses are not the quietest places. Not by a long shot. And it makes sense, right? You've got a bunch of, young adults who are prone to at least staying up late, if not staying up late with friends, partying, and, getting intoxicated and all that fun stuff. So, of course, you have stuff like people walking around, yelling next to your window at 3 a.m. Just having a good time, but also being quite loud. And also, being that it was a college campus, you have traffic noise from people driving on campus, and you have people moving about. And I'm sure for anyone who lives in a city area, most of that's pretty normal. Like, you'd be pretty used to that. But it did take some getting used to for me. Because, like I said, I grew up in the middle of nowhere. There was no noise. And it was an interesting experience. Eventually, I did get used to it. Aside from people, banging around the walls and yelling at odd times in the morning. But it was definitely livable. I adapted to live there. And now, where I'm living now, it's basically like a bit of a suburb area. So it's kind of a mix between the two, right? It's not as noisy as a college campus, but it is. But you do get the sounds of like garbage trucks once a week, or people at the other houses, or people around here really like their fireworks. So they tend to set those off at strange times. I don't know that you'd ever be able to hear them on mic on this channel because, again, I typically record at, when everyone's asleep, basically. But sometimes, maybe once or twice, it might have slipped onto the mic. Those louder sounds that the neighbors are making. But again, I can't really complain too much. I've got a pretty sweet deal here. So. And thing is, this isn't a permanent arrangement, right? Everyone involved has known that this is not where I'm going to be living the rest of my life. And that's largely due to the fact that I would love perhaps this is a crazy dream to have for someone in my generation, but I would love to have a place to live by myself. Crazy, I know, considering pretty much everyone I know that's around my age is living with either their parents or other family members or friends, or just some sort of roommates, right? Because rent is really expensive and bills are really expensive and they're more expensive than they used to be. So you can't really, it's hard to afford a place to oneself, but I would love to have that. I would love to have that. And the biggest reason being, I just feel more... Well, one of the biggest reasons is that I'm a lot more productive when I've got the space to myself. I feel a lot more free to do as I please because I don't really feel like I have to explain myself to anyone, Oh, hey, he fell in the lava. Nice. Yeah, I don't feel like I have to explain myself. And that's a kind of a big deal for me. Maybe it shouldn't be, but it kind of is. Yeah, and that's another reason why even now, when I record, it's when everyone's asleep, because I don't necessarily want to have to explain the things that other people might hear while I'm recording. It's an interesting experience, And yeah, it's one of those things that isn't necessarily, well, honestly, to make the best content I can make, I think that would be necessary for me to live on my own. Or at the very least to live with someone who I really am really comfortable with. And there's not many people that are like that. And maybe that's sad to say, but there are very few people in this world who I feel I can coincide with, you know, without any sort of judgment. And even then, right, if you're relying on someone for, say, like even half of an apartment's rent, then that by itself will put some pressure on the relationship, right? So I'm not totally certain that, aside from living on my own, I could ever really escape that feeling. That fear of judgment that, you know, if I make the wrong move, that I could end up in hot water, you know? And it's really rough. It's really rough. I haven't quite found my way out of it yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I am doing what I can to get there. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my tone really is different right now, isn't it? Because I really don't know who might be listening right now. But, and I have to generally speak up, so it's not like I can generally have to speak up for this show to work, for me to be audible and for people to be able to tell what I'm saying. Okay, I thought he was going to run away there. That's unfortunate. Of course, I could try to rely on the old faithful of just talking about the game, but again, as I have mentioned in previous episodes, what am I supposed to say about this? Oh no, I got hit again. Oh, by the same boss that I've been fighting a million times over. Oh man. Yeah. Yep. I'm out of ideas. You got any? Because I don't know. I don't know. Life is a highway. I want to ride it. That guy just rode it into the lava. Ha! Nice. It's nice. It is nice when they take themselves out. It's pretty great. Nice. Got him. I just need to not actually land here. Okay, well, not getting hit would have been nice too, but it's fine. Okay. I'm actually gonna try this strat that I've been thinking of. Okay, that didn't work. I think I could have arced around that one fireball. That's fine. And it'll probably still be fine next time. Because, as for this episode, that's a wrap.